Epic, epic. You guys know it's a public holiday tomorrow, yeah? What are you guys doing here? I'm
going to queue up after this to stand out.
Yeah, just going straight out. I've got a bus taking everyone to the airport after this. We're all going on a trip over the weekend. No, but it's really cool. Thank you so much for coming tonight. It's like super humbling that I didn't know how many people were going to show up tonight, but it was really cool. You guys are all here. It's freaking awesome. We're going to learn some stuff tonight. It's going to be super cool tonight. We're going through my 7-figure roadmap for digital marketing agency owners, which is awesome. So just to get started, just a little bit on me, just so that you know who I am. Some people here do know who I am. Some people have been to my events before. I got started when I was like 16, 17 years old. I watched a movie. This is prior to Mad Men. I watched a movie about advertising and marketing, and I knew at that point that was in my future. I was just drawn to it for some reason. It really stuck with me. And from there, I went to Holmes-Glen. I did business and advertising at Holmes-Glen for a couple of years, walked away from that and managed to get myself a job at Fairfax Media, working for the Age newspaper. Has anyone heard of Fairfax Media at all? Yeah, awesome. Cool. So basically, like that was me on my first day. Mum took that photo. She was very proud of me on that day. Look at that tie as well. Oh my God, I'm a classy guy. I'm a classy guy. So at Fairfax, I worked with brands like Rolex, Omega, BMW, listed on here, Chemist Warehouse, a whole bunch of them. What I did is I helped them take their brands and communicate their basically brand message to their audience through our publications. Okay, we looked at their advertising goals and we basically put together a strategy for them. So I did that for about 7 or 8 years and decided that I wanted to have a bigger impact on the industry, and I wanted to do that with my own business. I had the entrepreneurial gene. I had something happening in my brain where I wanted to run my own business. I'm sure a lot of people here can resonate with that. So I started my own digital marketing agency, right? I was into the advertising. I loved working with people. I already had the experience working with the big brands. So I started my own agency, and it was a lot of fun. Did it for about 3.5 years, grew it to multiple 6 figures, brand message systems, messenger bots. We went through everything, worked with some really cool companies. But at some point I decided, what's going on here? There we go. So at one point I decided that it wasn't what was fulfilling me, right? It wasn't my passion. It's not what I wanted to do. And I stress this a lot with my clients. I tell them, you need to be doing something that you're passionate about. This comes down to who you're working with, what services you offer. You need to be fully in. You need to be playing full out in whatever you do. And I wasn't playing full out in the marketing agency, so I decided I would move over into the coaching because I do like helping people. I do like working with people. I love running these events, all of this kind of stuff. So I moved into the coaching, and now I coach marketing agency owners all over the world in this 7-figure roadmap in growing their business. Now, what happened at the point I decided this? Because like I said, I'd only grown an agency to multiple 6. I hadn't grown it to 7. So I went out there and I went on the hunt. I get a bit like a pit bull in this scenario. I want to learn. I want to find out. I want to be the best. It's that entrepreneurial thing that happens in our brains. We want to be the best. So I jumped on the phone and I begged all of these $1 million agency owners. I was very blessed and very grateful to have them in my network, and they were willing to jump on a call with me and actually take me through their processes. And I basically took all that information and saw patterns in it. I saw the code in it, and I turned that into this process, which I call the agency timeline. Now, the agency timeline, we're going to go really deep into all of these phases, but to give you a real clear overview, 3 phases: cash flow, just getting started, building authority; skeleton, setting up the systems, making sure everything's ready for you to scale the business; and then scale, how do we scale the business once we've set up those systems. So there's going to be a lot of information, a lot of slides like this. So I just want everyone to just take a moment and just clear your mind for a second, because it's going to be a lot to take in over the next half an hour. There's notepads around. Highly recommend taking notes. Lots of value, so many value bombs in this. I'm not holding anything back. You guys are getting everything at this event. Record if you want to. But like I said, just take a moment, take a breath, because we're going to go into some heavy stuff over the next half an hour. Who's pumped up? Who's ready to go? Yes or no? We pumped? Oh, you want to take a photo of that? Go for it. Hang on one sec. Oh, come on. What's happening with this?
You're going to share the slides, are you?
If you guys want the slides, you're all going to get an email tomorrow. If you want the slide, just respond. Is it because of the doors in the way? Okay, it's all good. Let's take a photo of that. Whoop. This one here.
So yeah, if you will receive an email, so if we want the slides, just respond to that.
Just respond to the email and I'll shoot you the PDF of all these slides. That's totally fine. Not a problem at all. So, Jono, what's going on with this, bro? Oh, here we go. So the first thing we want to talk about is it's about you. Today is about you. I've talked about what I'm all about in my journey and where I am right now, but tonight is all about you. So I want to get a bit of a feel of the room. I was talking to a few people earlier. How many people are currently running a digital marketing agency? Hands up. Okay. How many people are thinking about running a marketing agency? Hands up. Okay, cool. How many people, so people that are already currently running a marketing agency, put your hands up again. Of you guys, who loves what they do? Everyone here. That's awesome. That's freaking awesome. So the biggest thing that I talk to people about at the very start when I'm working with a new client, my first question is, what is your intention? What is your intention? Because there are a lot of people out there, and I'm speaking with 5 to 10 digital marketers from all over the planet every single week, having conversations with these guys, finding out what makes them tick and why they're in business. And unfortunately, a lot of people have this mindset of, I don't know, man, I just like it's a way for me to make money. I just want to make money. You know, people are doing it. I saw a Ty Lopez ad and he said that I could make, you know, $100,000 in 12 months. I'm going to do that. I want to do it. I want to make some money. The thing is, and the first thing I want to talk to you about before we get into the systems and the processes, is all of this will work better if you decide that you want to help someone. If you decide that you want to change the world, if you decide that you want to impact someone on a deep level, if you have that intention and that mindset and you bring that into this process, everything's going to work better for you. I was having a conversation with someone earlier today and we were talking about, you know, different ways of looking at this, right? And she's just getting started and she was talking about, well, she's not getting started, she's halfway through the cash flow phase, she's got a few clients. And we were talking about, you know, what is her purpose of building the agency? And she said, oh, I want to build the agency so then I can use the money from that and put it into like this charitable like thing. And I'm like, that's friggin' awesome. But let's go one step further. You know, you want to help people, that's friggin' great. Start looking at the agency as your way of helping people. And a good friend of mine, Johan from Business Authority, does anyone know Johan? So he talks a lot about use your business as a way to impact the employees that you are going to have in your business. You can positively impact their life in an incredible way. And if you start looking at your agency in that way, as a tool for you to impact someone's life, think about your clients. As a digital marketing agency, you can increase their revenue so then they can provide a better life for their families and their children, right? If you start thinking about it in this way, look at your agency in that way, as a philanthropic way of changing the world, everything will work better for you. Okay, we're going to go into the systems. I'm going to show you how to do this. But I just want you to think about it. Bring that energy into this process. Is that cool? We're good? Do we want to go into the system now? Yes or no? We want to go into it? All right, cool, let's do it. So let's go into the agency timeline. So throughout this process, we're going to cover a few different areas in each phase, right? We'll be covering lead generation, we'll be covering hiring, and we'll be covering project management as the three kind of key areas that we'll be looking at in each of the phases. There'll be other things we look at as well, but those are kind of the key ones we look at. It's the system that will help you go, and I've seen this before, from working in your bedroom on a laptop to having 12 staff members, 7 figures a year within 12 to 18 months. I've seen that happen before. This is the system that gets you there. Okay? And the first thing I want you to know is that I do use revenue as like, or once you've hit this revenue, you go to the next phase, right? And just to give you guys that mental kind of imagery of when to do things, but it is a roadmap. Okay, so you can use it, you can be flexible with the numbers, you can be flexible with how many staff members you have. Just want you to know that from the first moment. So cash flow is the first phase in the agency timeline, and there are some people here that are in the cash flow phase. Welcome to the game. You're a digital marketer now. That's awesome. That's cool. You're going to change the world in 12 to 18 months, and that's what this is all about. So the cash flow phase, to give you an idea, you go from having no revenue to 15K a month. You go from having no team members to 1 team member. And it's all about defining your service, building authority in a specific market, and we'll talk about that in a sec, and closing clients, as per the name of this section, cash flow. So a common misconception, and something that I've been talking to a few people about today already, is that if I serve everyone and do everything, more people will want to work with me. The opposite is true, right? If we define our services and we define what it is that we do for those people, we are going to be seen as an authority in that space. And that is 100% the aim and goal of the cash flow phase, is to become an authority. If you dominate a specific niche, then a bunch of things happen. You magnify your desire and appeal within that specific audience. They see you as a leader. They see you as being able to help them in a specific way. You become the expert. You also work out the best way to get new clients, because they're all the same type of person in this industry. They're all hanging out in the same places. They might have the same personalities. So you work out the best way to get client, and you can start creating predictable lead generation systems, which we'll talk about later on. All right? But not only that, but you can develop systems to get results for those clients. If you're dealing with a dentist one day and then you're dealing with a plumber the next day, it's 2 different ways of getting leads. So you have to understand those different nuances, and landing page for this, copy for that, all that sort of thing. You have to change your thinking on a day-to-day basis. But if you just service dentists, then you know how to get them leads. And then it's just about building case studies, building authority in that market, getting new clients, and that's how you raise your revenue. You can predict it. I'm going to get you this many leads if you give me this much money. You become the expert. And the only reason you wouldn't do it is a fear of missing out. It's the only reason you wouldn't niche. That's the only reason you wouldn't define your services, is the fear of missing out. And this, I talk to, like I said, 5 to 10 digital marketers just getting started every single week. And they have that fear. There is that fear within them. I don't want to define it. I don't want to nail it down. But every digital marketer that I've spoken to that is running $1 million business, they've all had that epiphany moment where it's like, I'll just serve a niche. They all go through that process. Every single $1 million agency that I spoke to in this process of developing this system had that moment, okay? So once you've got that niche, what we want to do is create something that I call a relevancy map. All right? This is how we start to create the business. Imagine each of these quadrants as pillars. These are the 4 pillars that we are going to build this business on, this digital marketing agency. There are 4, and once you have all 4 of them understood, once you have that clarity, then you've got a business. You understand who you actually help, how you help them, what you're going to offer them, and how you're going to say it. Okay? So let's go into each one. So first of all, it's avatar. Now that you know your niche, what do they look like? Where are they hanging out? How do they talk? I was talking to Richard earlier today, actually, and like half an hour ago. And we were talking about his niche, and he just had this incredible understanding of where they hang out, what their challenges are on a day-to-day basis. And these are all the things you need to get really clear on. Understand this person. And you won't even, I can't even explain to you the kind of benefits that happen when you do this. You start to, well, there are a couple of different things when you get really clear on this person. First of all, you learn how to communicate with them, right? When you're sitting down and you're having a meeting with them, you can speak their language. And this is something I was talking to Richard about. It's like, oh, you're having this problem, you're having this problem. Yeah, cool. You can kind of resonate with them and create a connection with them, build that rapport. But the second thing, has anyone heard of the reticular activating system? Yeah. RAS, right? For the people who haven't, it's like when you buy a Mazda. You go out on the road, you're like, I've got a brand new Mazda. It's unique. It's an SP23. It's hot. It's bright red. And you go out on the road, every day you're on the road, you see 3 of them on the road. Because now you own a red Mazda SP23, your reticular activating system is honed in on that. You never would have seen those cars. In fact, you didn't see those cars prior to that moment, right? Same thing happens when you get clear on the person you want to serve. The reticular activating system peaks in, and you'll be walking down the street, and that person will be there, and you'll be like, shit, that's the guy. You look at your list, you're like, that's him. My God, and then you go talk to that person. You know, maybe you'll be at a restaurant and you'll hear a lady having a conversation with her partner and they're talking about the challenges or like whatever, and then you hear like the keyword. It's like, yeah, man, our dental clinic really needs something. And you're like, oh my God, that's them. You never would have heard these things if you didn't get clear on the kind of person that you want to serve. So the reticular activating system, massive. So get clear on who it is that you actually serve. Second thing you need to do, you need to get a piece of paper or a document. You need to write offer, and then you want to write these 3, what are they called? Anagrams? Whatever they're called, below them. What are they? TLAs. There we go. Oh, I love it. There you go. An anagram is the money, I don't know, whatever. So DIY, DWY, DFY. Can anyone take a guess of what these are? Jasmine? Yeah.
Done with you, done for you.
Oh my God. Do we have prizes, Jono? We don't have prizes, do we? No. I would have given you a prize, but... Yeah. Can we get her another drink? I'll pay for it. So DIY, do it yourself. All right. So this is your 100% time leverage product. All right. It can be an online course, an online program, whatever. It's your minimum value product. It's very low value, but you need to have it. Once you're clear on your niche, you know what to create around it, right? You definitely want to know how to serve your niche before you create this product, because it needs to be in relation to how you serve them and your specific system for helping them. But it's your 100% time leverage product. It's the cheapest product you have, but it's something that you have, right? You got it there. The second thing is done with you, which is your coaching or consulting, right? You're a digital marketing agency, yes, but you can also do consulting without the implementation, all right? And this is your mid-tier product. So you have clients that can't afford the full-scale marketing. You go, no worries. I do half-day programs, or I do 1 hour a week programs, whatever it is, to actually help you still get a result. You do the implementation, but you're going to get everything that I have. And if you're an authority in the space, that will be good. They will be interested in that because you have the systems that they want. The last one is done for you. That's your full-scale marketing. That is everything that you do. That's obviously your most expensive product. But what happens once you have DIY and DWY? What happens? DFY becomes more valuable. You can charge a premium for that now because you've got the offers prior to that, right? That's really key. So once you have all 3 offers, the DFY becomes more valuable. So get clear on what those 3 things are. Right now, it's just about, especially if you're just getting started up, DFY and DWY is all you're going to have, but it's about getting clear on this, right? And I spoke to Richard about this again. I'm bringing you up a lot. Richard, stand up while I mention this, just so everyone can get a look. This is Richard, by the way. When I mention Richard, this is Richard. So we were talking about, you know, getting clear on your services. This is what you want to do in this, you know, you can basically take half a day to work out this whole relevancy map. And when you write down DFY, get clear on what you actually do. Is it Facebook ads? Do you do planning, SEO? Where's the limit? Where's the boundaries? Set those boundaries from day one. Understand what you do. This is a big trap I see digital marketers getting into as well. It's like they start off by doing copywriting. And they're like, do you build landing pages? And they see dollar signs. They're like, yeah, let's do it. I'll download ClickFunnels and we'll make it happen. You know what I mean? Like, and you keep, but if you have those services down pat, you understand what you charge, you understand where the limits are, that's really important, okay? Third thing we want to work out, positioning. Has anyone heard of a unique mechanism before? No? No one? Todd Brown? No? No? No one? You've heard of Todd Brown? Oh, that's epic, man. Good to see you, man. So unique mechanisms are, I freaking love unique mechanisms. A little hint, the agency timeline is a unique mechanism. What we're doing here is we're creating a way, the how of how you help your clients. And this becomes a big part of your marketing and a big part of your service. Okay? So now that you know who your client is and you know what your offers are, you need to work out what the system is that can actually get them a result. And a really key thing about this part is being good at what you do. And I know that seems like a weird thing to like remind you, but like I said, I speak to these digital marketers, they just don't care. They just want to go out and they want to get clients. Be good at what you do, because what happens is you develop your own systems. Richard, who I mentioned before, has like a system that he can help his clients with, and he can start talking about that in market. He can talk about that in sales calls. He can talk about that in copy. He can talk about it on his website, in videos. He's got a system. So work out what your system is. And what happens when you take that system, you give it a name, you got yourself intellectual property. Now you're taking everything to the next level, because part of being an authority figure in the market, now you have your own systems. They see you and they go, I have to work with Aaron because he's got the candlestick lead generation funnel. Got to work with him. No one else has it. The candlestick lead generation funnel could be exactly the same as what the next person does. It's the system that works for the client. It works for your niche, but you've given it a name. You've created a brand around it. You've got this authority now. You've got unique mechanisms that fuel your business and get results for your clients. Does that make sense? Cool. So work on that. The next thing is messaging. The way to think about this is, how do we talk to our clients? How do we talk to our prospects? More like it. And there's a really simple system to help you work this out. It's SSF. So the first one is sidewalk. So write that down. Sidewalk. Second one is slow lane. Sidewalk, slow lane, and the bottom one is fast lane. So sidewalk is people within your niche that don't know they have a problem. Right? The example I use is, imagine an accountant, right? He's been doing letter drops for 5-10 years. He doesn't have a Facebook account himself. What else does he do? He gets lots of referrals from his clients because he's good at what he does. He's just that old school accountant, right? You try to sell him Facebook ads. It's not going to work because he doesn't know he has a problem. So your first mission in the sidewalk is to accentuate his pain, help him understand that there is a problem that needs to be solved. And the way that you do that is by educating him on the fact that accountants can use social media. And they do, and they get results from it. So you want to be giving this guy probably some sort of quiz, or maybe like a really short video. Remember that people in the sidewalk, they won't spend much time with you. They don't care who you are. They don't care what you have to say. So just come up with something quick to help him understand that accountants can use social media to get leads. When you're in the slow lane, you've taken him to the slow lane. He knows he has a problem now. He just needs to know what your solution is. And this is where you start introducing your candlestick marketing funnel. Yeah, dude, It's cool. Like, yeah, social media can actually help you, man. Like, it's actually going to take everything to the next level. I've got a specific system actually that helps accountants. You should check it out. Maybe we could jump on a call. All right. Now he knows what your system is. He knows what the problem is. You've got him in the fast lane. And the fast lane is he's ready to convert. So it's about how do you get him on a call? Do you offer a free session? Do you have like some sort of Facebook group challenge? Do you have a Facebook group? You will after this presentation. Do you have, you know, what are your call to actions? So basically in this section here, what you're doing is thinking, who are the 3 different types of people within my niche? Because there's not one, there's 3. Don't know they have a problem. Know they have a problem, looking for a solution, ready to buy. Cool? Now, once we have all that and we understand all those 4 pillars, we got clear on it, now we have a business, now we move our attention over to lead generation because this is the cash flow phase, and we do this with profile funnels. Has anyone heard of the term profile funnels before? Yeah, you have? Oh, from me, there you go. So profile funnels, right? So the thing to understand is that 80% of your leads in the cash flow phase should be coming from organic traffic, because the idea is we're building authority, and we have such an incredible opportunity in 2019 and 2020 to grow our business and our personal brand using social media. There's 2.75 billion active users on Facebook every single month. There's 1 billion active users on Instagram. I think that's gone up every single month. There is 250 million active, correct me if I'm wrong with that, on LinkedIn every month. Your target niche, whatever it is, you could target trapeze artists. They're somewhere online. You can find these people. So this is what we're doing. And this is a big one that people need to get their heads around. That shocks some people when I say it, but at the start, it's about building a personal brand. So I was talking to Tim before, so Stoke, the name you're thinking of for your agency, right? It's like, that's great, but people are going to buy you, man. People are going to buy you. Like, the name is not going to convince them to work with you because they're looking for someone to solve their problem. And if you can become an authority figure in your space for your specific niche, and then Rip Curl hears about this guy that's killing it with surf brands, they're going to work with you. They don't care if the name of your business is Wallace and Gromit Incorporated. Who remembers Wallace and Gromit? What a show! It was a great show, right? Anyway, that's not part of the presentation, but write it down though. Wallace and Gromit movie, that's an epic movie. So it's all about building a personal brand. It's about building a personal brand. We want to go out there and we want to become the authority in the space. And this is kind of what your personal profile is going to look like on each of your social media platforms. Because again, like I said, we're going to brand our personal media, like our personal profile. We're going to turn our profiles into sales pages for our business. Now, is anyone uncomfortable thinking about doing that? No one? Okay, great. Well, then
Do it on your own profile, or you create another page?
Well, this is what I was going to say. If anyone is uncomfortable, what you can do is create a secondary profile, and you use that as your sales page, right? And then you can keep your own personal one. But for me, like, I just use my one. Like, I don't, you know, I've had people message me and they're like, because part of all this is you want to be creating content. We'll talk about that in a sec, but you want to be creating content and putting out information for your niche and then connecting with your niche, right? And I've had people message me and they're like, Josh, just letting you know, I'm unfriending you, I'm blocking you. Just letting you know, just in case that, you know, like, I just want you to know that. And my message was like, okay, thank you. I don't want to be connected with you. If you want to block me just because I'm trying to grow my business, and it works, right? So it's like, what am I going to do? Stop and then like look for a new way to grow my business? You know what I mean? Like, so basically what I'm saying is don't stress. Like, this is a system that freaking works. It's freaking awesome. So what we want to do is we want to set up our cover image with the message of our brand, right? Who do we help? How do we help them? What can we do for them? Then we'll talk about the assets that you need to have in a second, but you want to have a link to your strategy call landing page. You want to get real clear on your message, have another link. You're going to create a free Facebook group, so you're going to have the URL there, and you're going to have a ad. So it basically becomes your little personal ad on the side of your profile there, pushing people into the free Facebook group. And then, like I said, we're creating content. So people are seeing this content on our wall, and the idea of this, why profile funnels work so well, is that we go out, we find wherever our niche is, be it in a Facebook group, be it on LinkedIn, be it in Instagram, whatever, and we connect with them, right? We connect with them, we either send them a friend request, maybe we add a comment saying, oh dude, this is really cool, actually you should think about this, and we give them a bit of value. We give them a bit of a tester, a bit of a taster. So we're adding value. And then what's going to happen when you do that? People are going to go, the hell is this Josh guy? Just dropped a mad value bomb in my thread. He's a great looking guy as well. And they click it and they go, who is this dude? And then they see, and by the way, they're a digital marketing agency, Anna, and they see, I show digital marketers how to get high value clients and rapidly grow their agency globally. And they're thinking, oh, okay, interesting. And then they see, discover what most marketers never will, joshuagiuliani.com/grow. Interesting. Maybe they want to check that out. They keep scrolling down. They see my intro. They see my ad pushing people into the group. Maybe they join my group, maybe they don't. They look at some of my content, right? Now they're looking at my content. Maybe they're engaging with the content. They're coming here, they're watching this video. Stop holding your emotions for ransom. What's that all about? Then they send me a like. They give me a comment. If I'm sending them to YouTube, maybe they're subscribing to my channel, giving me a love, giving me a thumbs up. They're getting involved, they're engaging with me. This is why it's a profile funnel. Coming on my profile, they're taking the next step. And they're getting deeper and deeper. Once they're friends with me, now they're seeing my comments on a daily basis, my value on a daily basis, seeing my videos. I'm active in these groups, I'm getting known in these groups. It's about consistency in this process, but we're sending people back to the profile so that they continually see our message and they know that's the guy to talk to for this stuff. That's what you want. That's the person to talk to for this stuff. Yes. Oh, I love when it doesn't work. That's the best. Okay, cool. So this is what it looks like at this point. So right now, I've faded out the ones you don't have to worry about right now. That we'll talk about those in a little bit, in later phases. But right now, what this looks like is you're creating your content. Creating your content on a daily basis, guys. And I know that sounds like friggin' crazy, but you can batch it. You can just create a quick video. It takes no time at all. I was talking to Jasmine, that epic business owner over there, and she was telling me she did a video in one take. How long was the video? 3 minutes. Took 3 minutes. She's going to add mad value to her niche. Just a 3-minute video. It takes no time at all. Then you upload it to Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. That takes another 3 minutes. So you're creating content. Then you're pushing it onto your personal profile. This is the start of the profile funnel, okay? This is the start of the profile funnel. Then, the next thing you need to think about, and the next thing on the checklist, is you need to go out and you need to find 5 to 10 Facebook groups that have your niche in it, that are catered to your niche. And they're out there. There's so many groups out there. Facebook's done all the hard work for us. Same on LinkedIn, LinkedIn groups as well. They've done all the hard work for us. They've found our niche and they've put them all in one spot and they're ready to learn. And you go into those groups, you introduce yourself. All right? But what we're doing is once we post on our personal profile, we're also, part of our daily tasks is go into these Facebook groups and add some value. At first, it might just be an intro. Hey, what's going on? It's Josh here. I help agency owners grow. Really grateful to be part of this group. I think it's great. Marketing agency owners should build communities and support each other as much as possible. I can't wait to add a whole bunch of value in this group. You guys are all legends. I'll see you in the comments. I'll get 5 to 10 friend requests out of that. I'll get people engaging with the post. Guess what? They're getting friend requests, right? And then the next day I'm coming back. I'm throwing some value bombs in that group. I'm getting more friend requests, building my friend level up. I think at the moment I'm at 4,500 or something like that. The idea is we're just building it, building it, building it, so you got your own little personal sphere of people from your niche seeing your value bombs. And like realistically, how many clients do you need to make $1 million? Like 15 to 20, paying a good amount of money. That's it. And we're going out to 5,000. So you find your 5 to 10 groups. When you're just getting started, 2 to 3 if you want. Find the 2 or 3 that are really good for you, and then build your own group. Start your own community as well. This is how you'll become the authority in the space. From a paid perspective, this section right here, like I said, 80% organic, 20% paid. So all you need to know here is that your only paid activity is sending people to a strategy call landing page. So you're creating a strategy call landing page, basically accentuating the pain of the niche and saying, hey, let's jump on a call because I'm going to add a whole bunch of value. That goes to an application page, and all you do is just retarget people that go to your website, retarget people that engage with your Instagram, and you're just pushing people into that page. And that's going to get you some calls, and they're going to be highly qualified because the application page will have a whole bunch of questions. You don't want to make it easy for them. Cool? We cool with that? How are we feeling? Was that too much? How are you guys feeling? Where are our levels at right now? Are we feeling good? Yeah? Can I get yeah? Yeah! All right. It's good. Loving it. You're loving it, aren't you? You enjoyed that. Cool. It's good to have you here. Thank you very much. So now we move into, so we're still in the cash flow phase, but I just want to cover project management just real quick. A couple of things. I'm just going to get past this so that we can move into the next phase. But right now, there are 2 things that you need. These are both free programs, so easy. Trello for lead and client tracking, right? So then you can actually track the tasks that you do. You can allocate tasks. You can do checklists, set due dates. This is what you need to make sure that you have a full understanding of what's happening pre-buy and after buy. Because, you know, a lot of what we talk about is getting clients, right? But there's also an element of how can we keep those clients, and that happens through project management. The other thing is, this is what's going to happen, and there are a couple of people here that have like big agencies. You get to the point where you have a bunch of clients, and they might have your email or they might have your phone number, and you just hear from them 24/7. You just like you go on it, especially if you're dealing with American clients. Like at night, you'll just be getting phone calls left, right, and center from these clients because it's like morning for them, night for you. So the way that you get around that is you use a tool called Slack. Again, it's free, or any sort of chatting program that's separate from like a social media. Because what you're actually going to do is you're basically going to set the standards for like, you know, I respond in, you know, when I respond. Like it's not like they can just hit you up on Messenger and then they're like, why haven't you like looked at the message yet? Slack is going to keep it really professional as well, because part of your onboarding process will be like getting them set up with Slack. So then they're like, oh my God, like this is a whole process, and it's going to encourage longer retention as well. Cool? Okay, now we move into your first 2 hires. So you got to the point now where you're building authority in market, you know how to help your niche, you've got the project management all set up, you've got your paid ads running, leads are coming in, you're talking to them, you're becoming an expert salesperson, it's all working for you. It's time to hire some people because we need to progress this agency, and this is the biggest thing stopping people from progressing through this system is hiring, right? It's who to hire first. And the first person you want to hire, this is the last thing you do in the cash flow phase, is a personal assistant or some sort of VA, if you want to use a VA instead. Depending on what your goals are. So if you want to, like if you live in Melbourne and you want to stay in Melbourne and you want to have an office in Melbourne, get a physical person, right? If you just want to have a VA and you maybe want to travel the world and be a nomad while you run this agency, also totally possible, get yourself a VA. But this person is taking away all the mundane tasks that you do, the stuff that you don't need to be involved with anymore. You know, even the posting of all your content. You know, you do it to get someone else to post it and get involved in those groups. Maybe you have like a template, you know, basically systemize everything. You know, take templates of your Facebook group intro and get them to post it in groups and do all that sort of stuff. Teach this person to do stuff that you don't need to be involved with. All right, it's going to save you a hell of a lot of time. And you can focus more on the development of the business and the sales. Then, after you've done that, we move into the second hire, which takes us into the skeleton phase. We're in the skeleton phase. We're getting ourselves a media buyer or a marketer, or a copywriter, or a developer. Whatever your digital marketing agency focuses on, you're getting this person now. This person is going to take some of the load from you, and as you get more clients, they will take more of a lead role in actually servicing those clients so that you have more time for sales and stuff. And this is kind of what it looks like. So the first hire, you got you're managing 5 clients, you're making 15K in revenue per month. You get yourself a personal assistant or a VA. They are directly below you, but they also work with your clients on the onboarding. They do all your content, all that kind of stuff as well. Then you got your second hire, and this is how it changes. You manage that first batch of 5 clients. Any new clients go to this media buyer or marketer or developer or whatever, and they manage their own portion of clients. That personal assistant gets a promotion, if they're right for the role, to project manager. If they're not right for the role, you go out and find a project manager. And this person works a lot more closely with these clients and actually is the filter between the clients and you now. And also the filter between the clients and your media buyer and marketer. And speaking of this media buyer and marketer, you're training this person to be a replica of you. Because right now you're the authority. You're the one that knows how to get results for the client. You're the one that knows how to run a business. You're the entrepreneur. Teach this person to be you, because they are going to have a leadership role within this agency in the future. So take the time into grooming this person.
So at this stage, you're actually running the ad, like doing the media buying yourself as well?
At this point, yes, because you are training this person. So as they manage these clients, you're training them how to be as good as you. You're doing this in your sleep. You still do have to do it though, because you don't have the personnel to be able to get rid of all your clients right now. All right? Because you're also focusing on sales as well at this point. So you're sales, and you manage half of the client base. The media buyer manages the other half, and then you've got your project manager, which is going to make it easier on you because you're not having to deal so much with the client. The project manager is taking care of that. You're just doing the implementation. Yeah? Cool. So now that we've got that little setup now, we've got clients coming in, we've got our, let's say 10 clients, we need to set up a predictable lead generation system. We've got to think like a business owner now. Before we had a job. Now we need to think like a business owner. How can we keep people coming in? How can I predict the cost of a client? We need to start thinking about these numbers. We need to start understanding the numbers. You know, we're going to go real deep in scale. But for now, just start thinking, I need to work out a way to get some leads in without me having to try so hard. And that comes with a predictable lead generation strategy. All right? And we're adding 2 elements to the marketing strategy. Everything else stays the same. We're still doing the content. We're still putting on our personal profile. We're building that authority. Probably your personal assistant is doing a lot of that work, but you're still creating the content because you are the expert in this stuff. But we are adding 2 elements to the system, and that is a high-value lead magnet and a daily newsletter. Okay, that's what we're adding to the system right now. And the way it all works is, instead of going straight to your personal profile, the content that you create is going to go into a daily newsletter. This is high-level stuff, guys. Really high-level stuff. It's going into a daily newsletter. From that daily newsletter, it then goes to your personal profile. Personal profile into the targeted Facebook groups. From the groups, people are going to go, oh, who's this person? Come back to your profile. They're going to check out your Facebook group because it's got it all set up in your personal profile, in your profile funnel. And then from your Facebook group, your welcome video is now sending people to a landing page that pushes them into the daily newsletter. You're building a list at this point. But a little note on this, because you are going to do some paid ads to get people onto this list as well. You're going to start introducing cold traffic, because at this point all you've done is retargeting for paid ads. Now you're introducing cold traffic. And the actual ad that you're putting out there is you're not just promoting the lead magnet and then getting them onto a list. This is something that a lot of people do. They go, I've got this awesome lead magnet, and then they get it, and then they start receiving emails every day. What's going to happen? Unsubscribes is what's going to happen. So you promote the daily newsletter as well. You go, look at the value that I'm throwing out every single day. Start promoting this newsletter as a real asset for them, and they're just going to be like mind blown on this stuff. Once they're on this newsletter, you know what happens? Because with Facebook, I'm sure a lot of us know, you can retarget based on emails. All those people are getting retargeted. And they're being sent to the sales letter strategy page. All right? So now they're receiving our daily email, getting value every day in their inbox. They're probably connected with us on social. They might be in our group. They might be in these groups that we're getting active in. And they keep seeing our ads pushing them to book a call with us. What's going to happen? You're going to create a predictable system for people to come in and actually set up meetings with you. Does that make sense? How's everyone feeling about that? Yeah? Pumped? Cool. So all you need to do right at this point is start thinking about your newsletter landing page, what the daily newsletter is going to look like, what's the banner going to look like, what are you going to call it, all that sort of stuff, and then do a welcome video. I recommend video, and like I said in this video, I can't stress this enough. You're not just promoting this high-value PDF. You're promoting the PDF and the fact that they are going to get this email every day, which is going to be huge, and show them. Go, look at this. Look at this friggin' epic newsletter that you get every single day. It's going to be huge. You're going to love it. It's going to change your business. Get them wanting the email. Yeah?
So do you create your own newsletter? Or?
Yeah, man. So all the content that you're creating anyway,
Yeah.
you just, the first place it gets propagated is in the newsletter. That's the only change here. And that's the beautiful thing about this system. You don't add any extra time at all. All you've done is just added another asset to the business and some more paid ads, cold traffic. Right? You don't spend any more time because you're still creating the content anyway. You're just propagating it in different ways. And you have project managers and personal assistants now. Just get them to handle all of that. You create the content, they do the rest. Cool? So the focus in Skeleton, like I said, it's less about getting clients and more about keeping clients. We want to maximize the time that a client stays with us. I had a mentor early on. And it was friggin' awesome. He told me so early on, and this really stuck with me, that he goes, there's two ways to make more money, right? You either get more clients or you keep clients for longer and charge them more. And that's how you make money, is in those two ways, right? And that's what this system is all about. This is what Skeleton's all about, is making sure that we maximize the retention of these clients. It's a big problem. The industry churn, I don't know if anyone knows this, but the industry client churn every single month is 30%. So that means if you had 10 clients, guess what? The next month you got 7. Then you have to go through this whole process again, right? But what if we could reduce that number? What if we could just lose 1 client a month or no clients a month? That's the ultimate goal. And we do that with good systems. We do that with good systems and a few other things as well. One thing that we do and we want to absolutely do is onboarding with our clients. You know, and like onboarding is such a good way to start the conversation with a client. You know, we're going to jump on a call either with you, probably with the project manager at this point. The project manager is going to take you through a bunch of things. And part of that conversation, here's a little tip. People that are running agencies that don't already, KPIs. Set KPIs with your client. Even if they sign a 1-month contract, do 12-month KPIs. Show them that you're thinking long term. Do this from the start, even if you're just getting started, guys. Like anyone getting started with an agency, part of your onboarding process, KPIs. All right? You set 12-month KPIs with a 1-month client, they're already thinking 12 months from now. They're thinking longer term. And they're thinking, wow, this person is like serious about this. All right, so we're trying to maximize how long this client stays with us. Welcome gifts are a nice thing to do. High communication, like I said, through Slack is really good as well. Make sure that client knows exactly what's happening at all times, or at least hit them up once a week, and get your project manager to make sure that they're good communicators as well, because that's really important. But if we can increase the amount of time the client stays with us, it's going to make it easier for us to grow to $1 million. That's what we're trying to do here. The other thing that I'll just quickly mention, at this point, you're going to grow very quickly in the skeleton phase. You've got a predictable lead generation system, you've got better systems, you've got more people working for you and with you, and so you need to upgrade your project management. There's a couple you can use. Basecamp is the one that I like. It's also Asana. There's a few different ones out there. But Basecamp will allow you to pull all the communication into that system. Does anyone know Basecamp? Has anyone used it before? Yeah? It's pretty good, yeah? So lots of cool things. This is just something that you need to know, that at some point you're going to upgrade from Trello and Slack, because they're just not going to be able to cut it as you grow this business. Let me know when you're done. And all of this means, like I said, you can start rapidly growing the business, because you've got all the, you run a business now, essentially. And you can see all the pieces coming together, and it's all starting to gel. The people are working together. You're developing a team culture, a team environment. You got yourself a business now, and this is what it looks like, okay? You got yourself around 15 clients, 50K in revenue, coming in every single month. This is the maximum side of the skeleton. You've got your media buyer, your main media buyer that you trained up to be a version of you. They're now a team leader. So they manage their own media buyers and marketers or developers, whatever it is. And those media buyers and marketers work with the client. You don't have much to do with these guys. You work directly with that team leader media buyer and make sure that everything is happening the way it needs to be, quality control through that person. You've got nothing to do with their team.
Can you go over what a media buyer is again?
So if you're running Facebook ads or Google ads or any sort of ads, a media buyer is the person that buys the ad. So in Facebook Ads Manager or in the Google console, whatever, it's the person that actually clicks, buy this ad for this much, So yeah, that's what a media buyer is. You'll hear it a lot more. Are you going to get into Facebook ads, or are you thinking something else?
Oh, Facebook ads for sure. Yeah.
You'll hear that term a lot then. Yeah, media buyer. Yeah. Is there any other questions at this point? What's everyone thinking? Any thoughts? Nothing. What's that?
Maybe this can happen. I can do this.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I'm trying to make this seem as matter of fact as possible, because like, this is so doable. You just need to know the systems and the strategies and have the right mindset, right? And we can make this happen. I'm giving you the steps here. You just need to implement these. So at this point, you're in the scale phase. You've reached the final phase of a business. And this is where I normally see people just like kind of glaze over, because it's like trying to teach a fish how to play golf, right? It's like so far from like where you are right now. But basically, this is all about quality control. Little tip, you want to have, depending on your service, if you're charging 5 to 10K a month, you want to only keep 5 clients to every 1 media buyer and project manager to make sure the quality control's there. If you have more of a local service, charging $1,000 to $2,000 a month, you can have probably 10 to 20 clients per project manager and media buyer or marketer. So that's important to know, especially for your numbers, because the next thing you're going to do is hire a BDM. And this person is going to take care of all your agency development, drive all the lead gen, manage the sales process, all that kind of stuff. So they need to know what the numbers are. So if you have 10 clients per media buyer, you need to know this is the growth we're expecting. Do we need to hire some people? All that kind of stuff. These are the kind of questions you're thinking about now. This is high-level stuff. All right? And it's at this point that we take another breath. I know I went through a lot of heavy stuff, but it's about asking, what's your intention again? Okay, because at the start I asked you the question, what is your intention in the cash flow phase, which could be, like I wanted to change people's lives. I wanted to help people get a job and provide for their family. You've done that at this point. You've got 15, 20 people working for you. Maybe you wanted to start putting money into something. You've done that now because you're making the money, right? So the question becomes, what's your intention at this point? What do you want to do with the agency at this point? And there are a couple of options. There are a couple of things you can do at this stage, and this is what I talk with my clients about. You can either become an innovation manager. You know, we're entrepreneurs at heart. We want to innovate. You know, we have cool ideas. So in that situation, you hire yourself a CEO, get them to handle all the admin stuff. You get yourself a salesperson, they manage all the sales. Maybe you want to become the CEO. You know the business the best. You've been there since the start. Maybe you want to be CEO. You get a salesperson in that case, so you don't have to focus on sales anymore. Or you just step away entirely. The great thing about this is you've built a business. It's a business that can be acquired because you don't need to be part of it for it to grow, for it to continue working. You're not very involved in the actual processes of the business. You're just there as the managing person so far. And with that, we've gone through the timeline. That's the timeline. How do we feel? Take a breath, take a breath. What I thought would be cool is there's some notepads and stuff around. I want you to team up with someone, and I just want you to write down or talk about 5 things that you're going to do from what you saw tonight in your agency. Or if you haven't started one yet, what are the 5 things you're going to do from now to actually implement this system in your business? So just find someone, pair up, and have that conversation. I'm going to be wandering around as well. Jono, if we can get the music going as well, we'll just have a bit of a convo and just chill out. Is that cool with everyone?
Yes.
Yeah.
Any questions before we do that? Dude, you guys are legends. You guys understand that perfectly. You got it. All right, let's turn the music on and we'll just do a bit of a wander. How was that?